What's up, podcast listeners? It's your host, Rafal Matuszewski, and this is another episode of Cut the Shit, Get Fit. And I am going solo, doing another video of this as well because it's been working out really well. And if you've been wondering why I haven't had a guest on my show for a while, schedules. Schedules are a bitch. So with my time off and getting people on my schedule and coordinating with theirs, it's been rough. But I got 2 interviews lined up this week, so you're going to be seeing a lot of interviews coming up. So I apologize for all those listeners that look forward to the guests, but you got me, and I'm pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, let's do some shout outs because something really weird happened over the weekend. I looked at my stats of my listenership, and out of nowhere, on one day, I think this past Sunday, the city of Phoenix, Arizona blew up my stats to the point where I think on Sunday, 930 something people were listening from Phoenix, Arizona on my podcast. And it wasn't even my most recent episode. It was all my other episodes. So people have been binge listening to my show in Phoenix, Arizona. So shout out to everyone in Phoenix, Arizona listening to my show. That is awesome. Thank you so much for your support. Number 2, again, from France. I'm going to butcher this. It's Montpellier. Hopefully I said that correctly. And I can't remember the third city, so my bad. This is what happens when I don't have my computer in front of me. You just don't get the shout outs. But today's topic, we're going to go a little bit more specific again because I kind of veered off and did a lot of bigger picture stuff in the last couple solo episodes. But we're going to talk about the importance of following a solid program when it comes to fitness and health. So a lot of people, and I think this is an equation, part of the equation why some people fail when it comes to fitness and health, is they don't actually follow a structured program. They kind of go into the gym or a mindset of if they're going to exercise on their own, they're going to kind of wing it. They're just going to go, hey, it's Monday, I should go for a walk or a run. Hey, it's Monday, I should move those dumbbells around in my basement. Hey, it's Monday, I should probably use that gym membership I have. You get there and it's these 3 machines are open, I'm going to use them. And, that can only take you so far, because if you look at how our body adapts to stress and you get into the science of it, I could take any brand new person and for 3 months give them the most random workouts, all right, today in the gym we're doing these 3 exercises, and I have no thought process behind it. And then at the end I make them do jumping jacks for 3 minutes, and then the next day go walk, and the next day let's go on a hike, the next day whatever, just random shit. Brand new people will lose weight, get stronger from that kind of stress. After that 3-month mark, for most new people, they kind of lose the gains, as you want to call it if you're a gym bro, from that stress and style of training. And this is where more specific things come into play, right? And I take pride in all the programs I've created over the years because they are specific to the person and they keep their goals in mind. So let's look beyond the basics of, hey, let's get an assessment done, let's do this, let's do that, and really figure out what this person needs, and let's look at just following a program for a month. So there is something to following a program where it's structured and laid out. So here's an example. Every Monday you do 10 exercises and you continue doing those 10 exercises for at least 4 weeks. What this does is your body has enough time to adapt to the stress. So those 10 exercises, say you do 8 repetitions with X amount of weight 1 week. The next day your body goes, holy shit, like what did you do to me? I got to make sure I recover in order that the next time this happens, I can take the stress. And then the next week you come in, you do the same 10 exercises, but your first set, you're like, oh, interesting. This doesn't feel as bad as I did last time, so maybe I could do an extra rep or 2. Maybe I can add an extra set. And then you're pushing that threshold a little bit, and you have your body's ability to adapt to that stress. And then by that 4th week where you're really pushing yourself with those 10 same exercises, now it's time to change up the program. Go into a little recovery phase to ensure your body's central nervous system is fully recovered, and you can switch up the exercises. And then if you follow this linear periodization, if you follow programming lingo, you will get stronger. And funny enough, I've been writing my new book, and I've been hammering away at the programming section. So for those who don't know, I'm writing a physical book, like a physical book that you can hold and read with a local chiropractor that's a published author. And we're writing a book on exercise therapy, and because he's written books on almost everything there is to rehab, and now he wants to tackle the exercise portion, and reached out to me and we started chatting, and you know what, we're like, yes, let's write this book for coaches to learn the therapeutics when it comes to exercise. So right now I'm writing a whole section on programming, which is a huge topic, and there's so many different variations of programming. And here's the interesting thing. When you look at programming research, it's literally proven with multiple studies with thousands of people, that when you follow a program with the same stuff and you repeat it and you slowly build up your volume and intensity over 6, 8, 12 weeks at a time, you get stronger, you lose fat, you gain more muscle, and you're freaking riding a unicorn with rainbows and stuff like that. So this is what blows my mind, is that a lot of times if I'm in a public gym working out, I always like to overhear what the trainers are saying to their clients. And the worst thing a trainer could ever say to their client the moment they get in is, so what do you want to train today? The fuck? I'm here paying this person to train me, and they haven't even gone to the point of, hey, I've created a program for you to follow, so when you come in, you don't even have to think about it. Like, that is the worst approach to training in the world. Like, it blows my mind when trainers don't even have a plan to go in. And then this takes a step further. Like, if you're doing random shit all the fucking time, like, how do you know that you're not overloading a certain movement pattern or plane of motion over and over and over again, and then maybe, just maybe, that's why you're getting injured all the fucking time? So if you look at planes of motion, we have the frontal plane, sagittal plane, and transverse plane, right? And when you look at those planes of motion, wouldn't it make sense that your program should ensure, wouldn't you want to ensure that your program's not overloading those movement patterns and you're balancing everything out? So if you think about overloading, like, say all your workouts with your client or with yourself that you're going to the gym is constantly in the sagittal plane over and over and over again, you're overloading that one movement pattern, and eventually it's going to cause some issues. There's going to cause some weaknesses in all the other planes of motion. And when you ask your body to do something in real life in that plane of motion, most likely your body's going to be like, what the fuck is this? And goes into injury mechanism, right? This is where you really have to think about your programming and what workouts you follow. If you go to any kind of fitness magazine or go to like menshealth.com and you look at those like pre-made workouts like 6 weeks to a bigger chest, and you follow that program for 6 weeks and all you're doing is variations of chest flies and presses, like most likely your pecs are going to get super tight. You're going to get some neck pain, back pain, X, Y, and Z. Now, when I program for clients, I think about the entire year. When I first get a client, I will utilize a thorough assessment to know what they can and can't do. Based on that assessment is what exercises I'm going to choose. Based on those exercises, that's where I'm going to plug into a programming style. And there's so many out there. There's linear, there's undulating, non-undulating, there's... Jeez, I almost got run over by a car. Jesus. Man, every time I do one of these, I always get horrible drivers. Like, I had a guy in the next lane beside me just like slowly leading into my car. Anyway, there's block periodization, there's so many to choose from, and then there's like variations within those three that I just named. So now that there's all these scientifically proven programming methods out there that show results on getting stronger and fitter and losing fat and gaining muscle and all those things that people want, people still go into the gym without a plan, without purpose, without anything, and then they're like, why aren't I seeing results? Why is my fitness class that I go on Saturdays not making me stronger, right? Especially for those individuals that have been working out for a year consistently. They're going to get to a ceiling effect, and this is where proper programming comes into play. Like knowing specifically, like on this lift, I'm going to be lifting 70% of my 1 rep max in order to break through my plateau. Like those are the things that people need to know how to do and then apply it. Like this is why it's so important to actually hire a coach, right? Like it's, again, like I've made this analogy before, like everyone wants to get richer. Everyone wants to have more money. We all know that putting $100 away a week, a month is good, right? Basics. But with like a financial planner, they'll tell you, hey, with that $100, you can invest in this and this. You can put it in this kind of bond, this kind of thing. And then when you keep doing that for 5 years, you'll actually have a 4.3% return compared to the 0.89 in your savings account. But you wouldn't know how to do that by yourself unless you actually took the time to research it, or better yet, because everyone wants to save on time, hire somebody. So hopefully this little ramble kind of gave you some insight on why it's important to actually follow a program that's structured, and why it's important to maybe look outside the scope of your friends telling you what to do for your program, or following a 6 weeks to a bigger chest t-shirt workout that you've got from Men's Health. I'm going to stop it there and also remind everyone this Friday, Black Friday, is 50% off my ebook, which, funny enough, because we're talking about programming, there's an amazing program in there if you're a person that's dealt with an injury, has sore joints, but still wants to work out safely. If you click the show notes and click the link, you'll be able to fill out a Google form, and then I will email you the day before Black Friday the discount code to get the 50% off. And share this podcast with your friends and family. Give me a 5-star review. Thank you so much for listening. You guys are amazing. Till next time.